What's up, boys? It's your boy Nick, checking in back at the Rum Hut. Thank you for joining me once again on this lovely Thursday evening. We have a game coming up tomorrow, so how about that? You know, it's funny how those things work. We come from an absolute horrible loss last week, and we get to do this all again this week. So sit back, relax, enjoy, get your favorite beverage. Maybe it's an Appleton Estates rum. Whatever you choose, enjoy. Longtime viewers of the channel may have heard a few times me mention one Lucky Whitehead. So it seems the Bombers are watching the channel. So thank you everyone who has watched, because clearly we've made such an impact in the football community. Anyways, all jokes aside, the Bombers have apparently signed Lucky Whitehead. And this is something that I've been calling for since training camp. So clearly I was onto something, or we were onto something here. So very interesting. That being said, it's not that good of news, because clearly, according to Farhan Lalji, he reported this earlier this week and said they signed Lucky Whitehead. And now, just yesterday, he reported that the deal has not been made official yet. Like, what is taking so long? So, obviously he's not playing tomorrow, which is a huge bummer. I was really, really hoping that we were going to see Lucky Whitehead in the blue and gold. So, tomorrow we will not be seeing any Lucky. Same lineup at receiver as last week, which obviously is going to be a huge bummer. But it's good news that at least they are listening to us, boys. They're listening to us. Finally. Woo! And in other news, I don't know how to feel about this. Streveler is starting at quarterback. And apparently, Collaros has a thorax injury. Wherever the fuck the thorax is, it looked like it hurts, because he got a helmet right in his thorax. So, I don't think I have a thorax, man. Jeez. I think I got some ribs there and stuff. But, yeah, hopefully he gets better soon. We really need a better version of him than we've seen. So, I don't know. I think having Streveler starting at quarterback is not the worst thing in the world. Might open up the playbook a little bit to some runs. The one concern that I have with this is probably the play calling, but we'll get into that. I'm going to talk about the game and my thoughts and predictions coming up. You know, if you just tuned out of the game, you know, in the fourth quarter, and you just said, you know what, I'm not following the Bombers this week because, you know, screw them. They don't deserve my attention. You probably were right. You were probably right. But there's some pretty funny things happening around the team, and I'm all here for it. Apparently, they're holding him out, Collaros, that is, and he is close, according to Mike O'Shea, which is, you know, very interesting. So we scroll down a little bit here. It says he is angry. You know, he's a competitor. That's what competitors do. You know, all that mumbo jumbo. But that to me is just kind of I think that the locker room mood cannot be good right now. There has to be some discontent. Your star quarterback, who, by the way, is the highest paid player in the league, is angry. And he's close to returning, but it's not the right move. I don't know what to read into that. It sounds to me like, you know, it's maybe not like a broken thing. It's probably something bruised. So holding him out, I don't think it's that they don't have faith in him at the moment, but it's it could go two ways. You know, and we've heard the same thing from Oliveira, who he's voiced his frustrations with Mike O'Shea for holding him out for a couple games there. So Very, very interesting. Just complete and utter disaster around the Bombers right now. But it's actually in my eyes, it is a positive to show that the players they want to be out there, they want to perform, and they're not happy. Like a lot of times with the Bombers, we just hear, yeah, we just take it one game at a time. We don't worry about the record. Da 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 da. But it is refreshing to see that somebody's angry, somebody wants to be out there, somebody wants to compete. They're not happy with where they are. It's just refreshing. Okay, it may be all bad, but it's good to hear that somebody's showing a little bit of passion. And it kind of just keeps getting better from there. In the Winnipeg Sun, I think this is Paul Friesen. He reported they asked if the Bombers can win with Chris Streveler, which I don't know if they can. I mean, I'm sure they could if they're playing against, maybe North Dakota Fighting Sioux football team, which is a Div 2 team. But with all jokes aside, apparently got pretty mad at the reporter, and I'm going to get out of the way here so you guys... He says, absolutely. This is when I'm about to give you some Paul Maurice expletives for asking the question. We've won a lot with Chris Streveler. It's not all on his shoulders. That's the part people have to realize. He knows our offense, and he's one piece of a group that's got to go out there and play hard and get it done. Everybody has to be sharp and play well regardless of who the trigger man is. Very telling. If you read between the lines, which I always do, he's trying to take pressure off of Chris Streveler. And rightly so. He was not very good. Neither was Collaros. So taking pressure off him is probably a good move. I am hopeful that we see some improvement, especially seeing him at home. Maybe he's fired up like usual, and who knows? The crowd can maybe take them out of a funk. So just an interesting little tidbit I saw on Twitter today, and thought I'd show it with all you guys. Well, that's just about it for the news. As for the game tomorrow, Ottawa comes in 2-1. Bombers obviously come in at 0-4. I'm not going to predict. I mean, we've already lost them once. So, I mean, I think we're favorites at home. Rightly so, I would say, because the teams are fairly evenly matched. You've got Drew Brown as a rookie quarterback, or a rookie starter, I suppose, coming in against Chris Streveler, who, he's won a Grey Cup. Lots of experience, but not a ton of experience starting in the CFL. So it'll be interesting to see what the two quarterbacks can do. When it comes to the ground games, I think the Bombers definitely have the upper hand when it comes to that. Brady-O, he's an elite back. I think I put him up against pretty much anybody in the league, and I would probably give the Bombers the upper hand. When it comes to the rest of the offense, it's a toss-up. I think Ottawa has very good receivers, and especially since the Bombers are so decimated at the receiver position, they don't have Lucky Whitehead this week. They probably have the upper hand when it comes to that. On the defensive side of the ball, I actually think the Bombers do have the upper hand, and especially with the crowd noise, I could definitely see them making a lot of impact in the game, and making it really hard for Drew Brown to call the plays. It's going to be tough for a rookie starter to come into Winnipeg and make a huge impact. So this game, I am picking the Bombers once again. I really got to stop doing that, don't I? But I'm picking the Bombers. I think the Bombers win. I don't think it's super convincing. Probably a one-score game. Might come down to a few plays at the end of the game. But I will take the Bombers to win. Very, very excited for this game because we're going to be back at the Shrine. You know where to find me. Come down to the Rum Hut. I also sit up in the upper deck on the east side. If anyone wants to come say hi, I would be super happy if you watch the videos, you see me at the game. That That would mean a lot to me. That shows me that real people do watch this channel. So once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming, chilling down with me at the Rum Hut. Once again, Nick signing out. Peace. Go Bombers.